there is a stitch called the hand look quilt stitch. It is in menu E, stitch number 2. Now this is special. You actually need to, if you touch the question mark and touch the stitch, it imitates a hand quilt stitch. Thread the needle with invisible thread and put the decorative thread that you want in the bobbin. All right, so here's how we're going to set it up. So first off, I'm going to remove my regular thread. Now usually when I use clear thread or invisible thread, it has a little attitude. So I always put it on a thread stand. So I've got a thread stand off to the side of the machine, and then that gives it time to kind of relax. Now since you can barely see it anyway, it's definitely something you want to make sure you get properly threaded. Your needle threader will work, so go ahead and use that, which by the way, that's really the only way to get that through the needle. It is very fine, and so it is easy to do. Now notice when we touch OK here, it has foot P. P actually is the quilting foot, so we'll put that on. You can also use this with a walking foot because oftentimes when you're quilting, you're going to be doing it through batting. Now there is a variety of things that you need to set up for this stitch. Notice that the tension is actually at 6. Sometimes I increase that depending on what my results are once I start to test sew this. So I've got a little quilt sandwich here that I'm going to just go ahead and sew, and then I'll kind of narrate through what we're looking at here. Now I'm not seeing any bobbin thread come up, so I'm going to go ahead and tighten that tension. Let's go up to 8 here. So what this is it's a manipulated stitch. It stitches forward one time, and then as it goes backwards, it is such a tight tension that it drags the bobbin thread up to the top. It does another stitch in the back, locks it, and then travels one stitch forward, and then one stitch again. Repeating that process each time makes it look like you are stitching by hand. Let me give you an idea of what we are getting here. Because, see how this, oh, isn't that cool? So when we first started, we didn't have enough of the bobbin thread being pulled up. So when I tightened it up, so it actually stitches forward, back, an extra stitch back here to kind of lock it, then it stitches over itself, and then it stitches again. Right in between here is where the clear thread disappears. So it really doesn't look like there's a stitch, but there is. And then that's why you put the color in the bobbin, is so we can have that stitch that is invisible. Now, if you flip it over, it's going to look totally, it's going to give away that you didn't do this by hand, because the bobbin thread is going to look like a solid line with that little extra back and forth. And people always stitch this and go, well, this doesn't look like anything. Well, they just haven't set it up correctly with the clear thread in the needle and the colored thread in the bobbin. But once you have it adjusted, I will tell you different battings will sometimes give you different looks and also different threads. So just because you're not perfect on the first time you use it, try a different combination. I often use more the cotton battings versus polyesters, and also a cotton thread. It kind of helps slip up through the fabric nicer. When you start working with this, there's going to be definitely a little rhythm to the stitch you want to get used to. So if you're actually going to turn a corner, you don't get kind of a weird half of a stitch because you turn and then it stitches backwards. So make sure that as you turn, you're at a place where the stitches just come forward, or also has already gone forward, back, forward, then you can turn a corner. So have some fun with that. Do a little practice and see what kind of fun results you can. And you can even put variegated thread in your bobbin and have a fantastic look on the tops of your quilts.